GDC 2017, the Game Developers Conference in downtown San Francisco. We're gonna poke around the show floor and see what awesome games we can find. Well, we don't know where we're going.
I'm here with Lucy, the developer of One Night Stand. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the game is about for people who may not be familiar with it?
So you wake up one morning after a drunken night out,
yes.
Something we all kind of relate to at some point.
Right.
And then you roll over and you see this girl,
right.
Like lying next to you, and you have no idea who she is or how you got there.
What I really enjoyed about the game is that I felt as I was playing it like it was a very different kind of interaction from what games so often give me, which I so often feel like I'm in a position of kind of power or like determining how the dynamic is going to be between me and another character. And when I played One Night Stand, I really felt like this is a situation in which myself and this other character are kind of trying to come to some kind of mutual understanding, and it just felt so much more genuine and so much more like how I want relationships and interactions in games to feel. I felt much more like I was actually talking to another real person, as opposed to just like somebody, like a vessel for my, you know, expressions and desires.
That's great, because that's kind of what I was hoping to achieve.
Coma is the upcoming game from Fulbright, who made the critically acclaimed Gone Home, which is one of my favorite games ever. And it takes place in a spaceship in the future, and I think one of the primary characters is a woman of color, which is pretty awesome. I got a chance to play a little bit, and it's really interesting. It's, you know, like they're really playing up with the mechanics in a different way. So the thing with Gone Home was that there was no combat mechanics and no puzzle mechanics. It was entirely environmental storytelling. And so now they're doing a different kind of environmental storytelling that I'm really interested and excited in.
This is the Flame in the Flood here at the IGF booth. One of the most memorable games that I played last year. It's a survival game set in a beautiful and really haunting post-collapse America. The music is amazing. They had songs written for the game, and it's just a really captivating and very difficult, but really satisfying experience.
Control GDC is this really cool, kind of unique area at the larger expo hall of GDC. It's an alternative control exhibit, but it's really sort of hardware and experimental and weird, and there's just lots of interesting people trying interesting things.
Let's go take a look at Knights and Bikes. Knights and Bikes is a game that had a successful Kickstarter campaign. It's about two young female friends who live in a poverty-stricken town, and who really escaped into their imaginations, I think, as a way of like dealing with some of the things that are going on in their families and in their town. So it has these fantasy quest elements to it, but also has a lot of really grounded stuff about friendship and hardship. I can't wait for this game to be released.
Stardew Valley is awesome, and I hate it because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna check out this game, and then like 30 hours later I was still playing it.
This is Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, another one of my favorite games of last year. What I love about Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor is that it's a game set in this exciting spaceport location with all kinds of aliens seemingly, you know, coming to and fro and going on their galactic adventures like Ratchet and Clank, but you are a janitor, and you're stuck there. You're basically just struggling to get food to eat, to pay your rent, and you don't have the luxury of just jetting off on those global adventures. And so as a game, it really makes you think about systems of capitalism, of labor, of economy in ways that games usually don't, while still being this really colorful, vibrant world that you can explore and that has things to discover in it. see there's so many great games on display here at GDC. Some of them already out, some of them coming out soon. There's so many that it's impossible for us to see them all, but thank you so much for joining us for this quick look at GDC 2017.